What's up, dudes? It's Be Fresh, and today I am pleased to announce that Metallica is dropping a box set, and it's humongous. And I'm going to leave a link down there in the comment section or in the description of where you can go and find it. But the thing about this box set is that it is probably one of the most hated albums that Metallica has ever put out. Reload. Yeah, that's right, Reload. Now, to put a little context behind Reload, let's discuss Metallica's background. From 1983 to 1981, Metallica put out 4 classic albums: Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All. Here's a little bit of And Justice for All.
Your profession, not mine.
So that is obviously one by Metallica, and that was released off of And Justice for All. If you're a Metallica fan, you already know this. Then comes the Black Album in 1991. Slower, heavier, more accessible, you might say. Enter Sandman really exploded everywhere. The album was huge in 1991, but it also marked a little bit of a move away from the thrash movement. Metallica is still riding high. They elevated to new levels with the release of that Black Album. It goes on to sell 30 million copies worldwide. Metallica goes to, underground metal heroes to literal household names. But fans start calling them sellouts, especially the thrash purists. They start calling them sellouts with the release of the Black Album because it was less thrashy and a little bit more heavy metal. But the numbers are undeniable at this point. They are now the biggest heavy metal band on the planet. Maybe not really a thrash metal band, but they're definitely the biggest heavy metal band on the planet. During the 3-year world tour for the Black Album, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Soundgarden rewired what rock looked and sounded like. Metallica, apparently they took note. They cut their hair, they added eyeliner, and Metallica fans lost their mind. It might sound trivial now, but in 1995, this was an act of war. And I still refuse to listen to Load to this day because of this. Regardless of that fact, Bob Rock returned as producer. He produced the Black Album as well. And they head to Sausalito and they record what was supposed to be a double album. Instead, they split that album into 2 albums, Load and Reload, as the recording sessions produced 30 plus songs, but they were bluesier, groovier, weirder. It was a Kirk Hammett using a wah pedal, James Hetfield writing much more deeper personal lyrics than he had ever written before. And we're not talking about Nothing Else Matters. So yeah, Metallica comes back in 1995, 96 era with fresh haircuts and just a whole different image. This was the continued evolution from thrash metal heavy metal. Now they're kind of doing alternative rock / hard rock. They've kind of moved away from the heavy metal sound completely, and they get called sellouts. Load drops on June 4th, 1996. It debuts on Billboard, sells 680,000 copies in the first week. Critics mostly like it, but fans hate it. The album, the haircuts, the eyeliner, the blues rock sound, the lack of thrash, it was like, huh? Like what? So everybody was calling them a sellout. Metallica, to their credit, they didn't stand down. They said, it's hair is just dead follicles. What's the big deal? And they didn't back down from any of it. James Hetfield would later go on and say that Load maybe didn't really work, and it was more of Lars and Kirk's idea, and he kind of went along with it. But it is what it is. So Reload follows in 1997, and these were the same recording sessions that brought us Load, and this was also the album that brought us The Memory Remains with Marianne Faithfull. That was the big song on that album, and that was a hit, but they still got backlash, but slightly less heat. Despite Load selling over 5 million copies in the US, Reload sold roughly 4 million copies, combining together for 9 million copies, more than most metal bands sell in an entire career. And despite all this hate, despite all the hate, the strange truth, the critics loved it, the fans hated it, but they still bought it. It sold 9 million copies, and that's their sellout album. They sold 9 million copies. Not quite a Black Album. Didn't quite reach Black Album success. Not even barely at all, but still sold a lot of albums. 9 million copies. Had a lot of hits too. Fuel. Had Memory Remains. Until It Sleeps was kind of a big deal for a minute. So here we are in 2026, 29 years later. Metallica announces that they're going to release the Reload Deluxe box set. And this box set is crazy, you guys. Let me tell you something. This box set is wild. I was so shocked when I saw all the content that was going to be included with this thing. Like, I'm at a loss. It includes we'll go to the Amazon page. There we are. Let's go to that. Okay, good. Load box set. It's released remasters their catalog from the 4x Platinum Reload everywhere on June 26th. But if you are a member of Amazon Prime Music, it says June 12th, which is in 2 days, which is on Friday, June 12th. So, maybe if you haven't joined Amazon Music, maybe you do that. I don't know. Or if you already are a member, it'll be there. But the physical version is June 26th. So the physical version, you get all the CDs. There's 25 CDs in total, 3 live LPs, 4 DVDs featuring unreleased content, live shows, rough mixes, demos, a 11x17 Gimme Fuel poster, a sticker, 10 guitar bass picks, a pack of 13 Rorschach test cards, lyric folder and sheets, a 128-page hardcover book with never-before-seen photos and stories from those who were there. And yeah, so it's a whole gaggle of good stuff from the Reload era. If you're into Reload, or you're a collector, this will definitely be something that you're into. The remastered version of Reload, they got the live DVD with with songs that are not, not just Reload, from other albums too, from the Black Album, from Master Puppets, and all of that, and those albums too. Am I Evil's, on one of them. So there's 25 discs of music. There's different demos. There's different guitar riff ideas that eventually will be put somewhere. There's different lyrics. There's so much different stuff. It's like a treasure trove of Metallica Reload, Reload era stuff. So that's real cool. I'll go ahead and drop a link in this video in the description. Check it out. I think it's going to be on Amazon Music in a couple days, so I'm ready for that. It's 19 hours of stuff. I mean, I'm going to have a lot of listening to. I haven't even listened to Full Load or Reload, honestly, because I didn't like the image turn, but I am going to do that with the release of this, because this actually looks pretty cool. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did Metallica sell out when they released Load and Reload? And now that they've kind of evolved into like this hard rock band, do you think they're still around? Apparently it's paid off. People are still buying their albums. So do you blame them for becoming sellouts? Do you listen to them anymore? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, we'll catch you next time.